Hey guys, what's going on? So today I've got a collection update. Got 2 records and a stack of about 7 CDs. So yeah, I'll try to get through everything as quickly as possible without rushing and still talking about everything. But I don't want this to be like the longest video ever. But anyways, background, we got some Gorgasm going on, Orgy of Murder. Not their best album, it's still a really good one. Anyways, so I'll show the records first. They're both from the same band. I've been on a kick for the Ramones lately. As you guys saw, I got their self-titled album in the last collection update. So I got the next 2 albums after that. I already have Road to Ruin on CD, so basically I have all the like classic era Ramones stuff now. So yeah, the sophomore, Leave Home, and then their 3rd album, Rocket to Russia. So I'll talk about Leave Home first. So obviously this is their 2nd album. Probably their most underrated out of like the first 4. No one talks about this one as much. There's still some really popular songs like Pinhead and Commando, Gimme Shock Treatment. But there's some good deep cuts on here, like You're Gonna Kill That Girl or You Never Should Have Opened That Door. Glad to See You Go is like my favorite song on here. One of my favorite Ramones songs in general. But you know, cool album cover, just a picture of the band. There's the back. This is just a reissue. 180 gram black vinyl. Sounds pretty good. I just got this from my local record store. Like 20 bucks. But yeah, I need to listen to this a little more. I've only gotten to listen to this record like 2 or 3 times since I've gotten it. In fact, I'm probably gonna end up listening to it later tonight. But yeah, classic album. Ramones, Leave Home. Then I got, I'm pretty sure it's either an original press or like a older pressing of it. Rocket to Russia. I got this from Rhino Records in Claremont. This is a great album. One of their best, there's like 2 songs on here I don't care for that much. They're pretty well-known songs from them. Cretin Hop and We're a Happy Family. I don't really care for either of those songs. They're not bad, but I just don't really care that much about them. But the rest of the album is so good, man. Teenage Lobotomy, Here Today, Gone Tomorrow. I Don't Care is like one of my favorites on here. Why Is It Always This Way has to be my favorite song on here. That's such a great deep cut. Surfin' Bird. This album has a really good balance between like the more lighthearted, like catchy songs like Rockaway Beach or like She Knows a Punk Rocker, and then the more like serious sort of songs like I Want to Be Well or Why Is It Always This Way or I Don't Care. It's just a fun album to listen to. Just really catchy. So there's the album cover. This is in pretty good condition. I got it for like 26 bucks, but it's definitely a used record, you can tell. I don't know why it looks like spotless on camera, but yeah, artwork on the back is pretty cool. No insert. The original press has an insert. I checked on Discogs, but I guess this copy just didn't have it. Obviously, it's a used record, but you could definitely tell that it's older because it's pretty dirty and like beat up a little, but it sounds good. But yeah, great album though. It's funny, in like middle school, I always like liked the Ramones back when I was like mainly into like hardcore and punk, but I never like was like super into them. Like I had a couple CDs and that was about it. Like I had like Road to Ruin and like Greatest Hits, I'm pretty sure. But like, I don't know, lately I've just been on a really big kick for them and I've been kind of growing to appreciate them a little more than I ever did. They've got some just great fucking deep cuts. But yeah, Rocket to Russia, great album. So now on to the CDs. Got 7 CDs, 4 brutal death metal, 3 non-metal altogether. So I'll show the brutal death metal ones first, since I just talked about 2 like non-metal stuff, and I know most of you guys are here for the brutal death metal because that's what I mainly talk about on here. So first up, we got Goratori, Sexual Intercourse. Great, really underrated band from like the early 2000s. They're from the U.S. I don't remember what like state they're from, but really good shit. This is a reissue put out through Amputated Vein Records in 2013. This is their first album. Redone art. It has the original album cover on the inside. I think the redone art is way better, but there's the front, there's the back. If you don't know Goratori, really beatdowny, groovy, but also technical and fast brutal death metal. The only band I could think of that I could compare them to is maybe like Guttural Secrete, even though these guys came out first. But these guys do sound pretty unique. They've got that really like sick sense of humor sort of lyrics, like fisting the elderly, wrestling with feces, total eclipse of the fart. Like, yeah, these guys sound like they'd be like fucking retarded, but it's actually like pretty intelligent music, like instrumentally. It's technical, but it's groovy and it's very beatdowny. There's a lot of those like, I don't want to say genty, but there's a lot of those like single note, like da 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 da, like those kind of grooves. that you'd hear more in like deathcore later on. But these guys do it really good in my opinion. There's the disc. There's the original album cover on the back of the booklet. It looks more like a demo cover. It's still very cool, but I think this art is more fitting for like a full length. Anyways, you got like an old picture of the band right here, and I guess a more current one. What's I going to say? This is like the most like late '90s, early 2000s brutal death metal picture ever. Like you got like their shirts like Cryptopsy, Skinless. You always see those in like every band photo from that era. It's so funny. But yeah, this is a really fucking good album. I need to get their sophomore album, Orgasm Induced Diarrhea. That's a really fucking good album. Probably better than this one. But yeah, if you've never heard Goratori, just listen to the song Fisting the Elderly from this album and you'll get hooked. It's so fucking good. If you just like old school, groovy, technical, brutal death metal, then you'll definitely like this. So yeah, Goratori, Sexual Intercourse. Next up, we got some really cool, technical, brutal death metal from the mid-2000s. Inherent Disease, Procreating, and Apocalypse. I've been sleeping on this band for years. I never, like, went out of my way to not listen to them or anything like that. I never wrote them off, but I always heard the name everywhere, but just never checked them out for whatever reason. And I just finally got around to it. I was like, man, I've seen that logo everywhere, and I hear the name everywhere, but I just never listened to them for some reason. Which is funny, because they're, like, right up my alley of that, like, technical, old-school, unique leader style brutal death metal. And that's exactly what this is. This is their debut album from 2005. Cool album cover. There's the back. But yeah, you know, if you like Deeds of Flesh, Disgorge, Pyemia, Disavowed, Gorgasm, you'll like this. Although this band, their songs are very well organized. They're still maze-like, but everything repeats at like the perfect time. They've got some little like dark melodic overtones to a lot of the songs that I really enjoy. But yeah, this is just a really solid album altogether if you like that style of brutal death metal. These band photos, they kind of remind me of like in like Fallout New Vegas when you like your character creation screen where you see like their face. That I don't know if you guys see it, but I think it's really funny. But yeah, just really solid album altogether. If you're familiar with this style of brutal death metal, you know exactly what you're in for with this. I wouldn't quite say it's meat and potatoes, but it's a very like good example of that style of brutal death metal. But yeah, this band's from California, which is cool. Yeah, not much else I could say. Just really solid shit. I like this one a little more than the other two that came after. They got a lot more clean. But those other two are still good albums, but this one is probably their best in my opinion. So yeah, Inherent Disease, Procreating, and Apocalypse. Next up, we got two EPs, both of which I've been meaning to get for quite a while. This is Incestuous with Brass Knuckle Abortion. Came out in the, I'm pretty sure, like early 2000s or late 90s on United Guttural Records. And of course, this is an original press. I'm pretty sure like the only pressing of this. There's the album cover. There's the back. This band shares members with Gorgasm. They're one of the only bands I could think of that kind of sounds like Orgasm. This reminds me a lot of Stab Wound Intercourse. I'm pretty sure it's like the same drummer. Really cool looking disc, just really gross looking. I love what they did with the band photos on this. There's like little like fetuses holding like their instruments with like every band member like assigned for it. It's so funny. But there's all the lyrics. Something really funny in the thank yous, the vocalist like dissed his ex-girlfriend, and it's really like cringy, but it's really funny. So he says at the end of his thanks, it says, "My ex-girlfriend, for the inspiration, may the hordes of sickness rape and devour your flesh in blood-soaked pain and torment forever, you filthy cunt." It's just so fucking like stupid and like edgy, but it's so funny. It's fucking ridiculous. If somebody did that nowadays, oh my god, they'd be clowned like to no end on the internet. But this is a really good EP though. I'm pretty sure this band was from the Midwest. It kind of sounds like it. Like I said, they sound like Orgasm a little bit. But yeah, the first two songs on here, In Blasphemous Tongue and Flesh Enslaved, are great. But there's 7 songs on here. It's like 20 minutes long, so it's like almost full-length material, but not quite. This is the only thing they ever put out. On Metallum, it says they changed their name to Cinerary, and I don't really know why. I'm pretty sure there's only like one other member in Cinerary that was in this band. And Cinerary, of course, sounds completely different. Cinerary's a lot more slammy-ish, but they're still pretty blasty. But Cinerary is more of a super group in my opinion. So I don't know if they really did do a name change or not, or if it's just two projects with a few same members. But fucking, I don't know. I probably like Cinerary a little more than this. But yeah, Incestuous is great though. Really underrated EP. Definitely a little bit of a hidden gem. It's not like super obscure, but it's not the most well-known brutal death metal release ever. But yeah, Incestuous, Brass Knuckle Abortion. Great shit. Now we have some really ahead of its time stuff. Postulated, Pathognomic Purulence. This came out on Gorgiastic Records in 2004. Or at least this press is from 2004. Great shit. Really nasty, ugly sounding, kind of frog sounding vocals. Love the production on this. Really just super heavy. Kind of groovy, pretty chuggy. Really good EP. There's 5 songs on here, and there's also bonus tracks, just like demos. But yeah, don't have much I could say about this really. I need to listen to it more. I've been listening to this EP for like years, but I just now got around to owning it. But now that I own the CD, I need to like really familiarize myself with it. I always thought it was weird that the disc is pink. Like, it doesn't really match the cover that well. There's no booklet. It's just like this like insert. But yeah, cool shit though. If you like nasty fucking guttural vocals, like more guttural than average, then you'll like this. If you like heinous killings, then you'll probably like this. It's not necessarily similar, but it's that same like really crazy sort of like inhuman sounding vocals. But yeah, Postulated, Pathognomic Purulence. Alright, next up we got a really nostalgic one from this is like a CD that I've been meaning to get for a while. I used to borrow my mom's copy of the CD as a kid. One of my favorite non-metal albums, or just albums in general of all time. Smashing Pumpkins, Siamese Dream, masterpiece of an album, and definitely their best thing they ever put out in my opinion. Came out, you know, early 90s, like alternative rock, but there's so much to this that like, you've got like songs like Hummer and Mayonnaise, Luna that are more like shoegazy, and you've got more like heavy, or like they're not heavy, but like more rock-based songs like Cherub Rock, Quiet, Geek USA, and you got like a noisier one with like Silverfuck, and you got more like ballad type songs like Disarm and Sweet Sweet. This is just an amazing album. Even the overplayed songs, like Today is overplayed, but it's still a great song in my opinion. I could still jam that song. But yeah, this is an original press too. I got this at the same record store I got the Ramones, the Rocket to Russia. But yeah, this isn't like rare. I mean, it's an OG press, but it's not hard to get. This album is surprisingly very hard to get on vinyl though, which I think is really stupid because it's such a like popular album. It should be available to everybody, but whatever, at least the CD is cheap, and I'm glad I finally got it. Yeah, just nostalgic shit, and really it's just a masterpiece of an album. So Smashing Pumpkins, Siamese Dream. These next two are from the same band, and kind of a genre I've been exploring lately. Page 99 of document number 5 and document number 8. I already talked about this one a little bit in my CD collection videos, because I showed it, but this one I got more recently. And this album came out before that one, so if you don't know Page 99, Screamo band from, I don't remember where they're from, but they're from the US, from like the late 90s, early 2000s, or I think they may have started in the mid 90s. When you hear the term Screamo, don't think like normie level, like that sort of terminology. Screamo, like the actual genre Screamo, sounds more like if post grindcore was a thing. Like I'd say Screamo is to grind as like post black metal is to black metal. Like it's just a more mature, or not mature, it's a more shoegazy, more melodic approach to the genre, I guess, because it's very fast and abrasive, similar to like grindcore or power violence, but it's got like a melodic edge to a lot of parts of the songs. But yeah, I really, really like this band a lot. I've been listening to this shit a ton. This is definitely my favorite thing I've heard from them. It was just a reissue, put out through Reptilian Records in like 2017, but this came out in like 2000. There's the inside, you got that artwork. The booklet's really cool. This thing a lot of punk bands do, where like they have like a page for every song. I know like Dystopia did that, with like lyrics and stuff and artwork. Really cool. But yeah, there's some really interesting song structures on here. just really like chaotic and fast, but they pack the progression you would ordinarily get in like a 10-minute song. They pack that progression into like a 2-minute song. Like my favorite song on here, Comedy of Christ. In the span of like a 2-minute song, in like the first minute of the song, they go from being like really fast to like a more like hardcore sounding part to like a more another fast part to like a really pretty melodic section. It's just so cool. But yeah, if you like just extreme music in general with like a more melodic edge, you'll probably like this, honestly. If you're into like grindcore and power violence, then this probably shouldn't be new to you. But yeah, I don't know how you guys would feel about this, because it's so different from what I normally talk about, but I don't care. I think this stuff is really fun to listen to. But yeah, there's so many great songs in here, but my favorites are Comedy of Christ, My Application to Heaven, and Humans with Forked Tongues. By the Fireplace in White is probably the most popular song in here, but it's weird because that song doesn't sound that much like the rest of this band's songs. But yeah, really great shit though. But you know, just really fast, noisy shit with like a melodic overtone with really spazzy, high-pitched, screamy vocals. Yeah, page 99, document number 5. Now I've got the most popular album, document number 8. This one's really good too. I like it almost as much. The first song on here, In Love with an Apparition, if you haven't heard page 99, just listen to that song. It's an amazing song. This one's not quite as fast. Oh, there's still fast songs on here, like Your Face is a Rape Scene or We Left the Skeletons. But this album has a little more diversity to it. But this isn't the actual album cover. But that's just like the front, and there's the back. You got like the song titles like kind of imprinted in there. I think it looks pretty cool. This is what the actual album cover looks like on like the vinyl version, which this artwork is really cool. I don't know why they didn't just put it on the front here, but really nice. There's the disc. But yeah, this is a really like pretty sounding album in a lot of parts. There's also a cover of The List by Filth, which is really cool. If you don't know Filth, a crust punk band. More like artwork with lyrics in the booklet for this one. But yeah, really good album. If you're like new to like screamo or scrams or whatever you want to call the genre, like this is a pretty good place to start. It's a very, very popular album within that style, it seems, to me at least. Yeah, Your Face is a Rape Scene, In Love with an Apparition, We Left the Skeletons, The Hollowed Out Chest of a Dead Horse. This is a really good album, and there's a reason why. I think document number 5 is a better album, but there's a reason why this is their most popular. It's like their most hook-laden, like, it's a very masterful album. Every song on here stands out, even though a lot of them are really fast and short and chaotic. But yeah, just really cool, unique stuff. Page 99, document number 8. But yeah, that's it for this video, though. I hope you guys enjoyed this collection update. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.